Hi, this is Len and Carr from Coffee Roasters Club, and we're doing another test now with our 2-pound electric fluid bed coffee roaster. I made an extension to the roast chamber, and currently without this extension, the roast chamber, want to come in here, Carr, a little bit? The roast chamber holds a little bit less than 2 pounds capacity. It actually holds more than 2 pounds, but after roasting, the 2 pounds expands. So if you're going to be doing a city roast, you can do 2 pounds in it, but if you're going to be doing anything darker than a city roast, the beans expand to the point where the 2 pounds capacity decreases. And as an example, if I want to do an Italian espresso roast, which is a very dark roast, one of the darkest roasts you'll ever want to make, I can only put about a pound and a half of beans in it, and after the expansion, it's at capacity. Well, I just made this expansion chamber here, and it's going to fit right over the top of this, and this is going to turn this into a 5-pound capacity. Even at an Italian espresso roast, 5 pounds of green coffee beans will be the capacity of this fluid bed electric coffee roaster that we designed. So basically, if you can come over, this is how I integrated it in. I just slipped this. Well, this is 3 3/16 of an inch diameter perforated stainless steel, and just slips over the other one that's there. I have a little bit of a center chute extension that I designed for this, which is important, and getting it all locked in there a little. Should be okay. It looks like it's all centered pretty good. Now, I want to make sure it's okay. This is our first test. We haven't done any tests with this yet, except I'm just hoping that the suction, because this is a suction type fluid bed coffee roaster, as you may know from a previous video we did. It has to have everything has to be all suctioned together. I made a extension of the outer bowl so that it'll handle the extension inside. And what I have here is this is stainless steel, so the beans are coming into contact with the stainless steel. This is aluminum. It's aluminum sheet made into a cylinder. It's riveted on the seam. On top of the aluminum, I have ceramic fiber insulation. You can see a little white. That's the ceramic high temperature insulation. And then I put a piece of perforated aluminum over the top to hold it in place, and I riveted the seam of that. What we have here is high temperature, I don't know what you call this, high temperature gasket material. And I have that stuck on for the top and the same on the bottom around, so that when it meets the seals on the roaster chamber on the bottom, the original seal, hopefully the suction will stay. So basically all I do is I just slip that over the top, and I bring it down to the bottom, and where it meets down on the bottom, give it a couple twists around here just to make sure everything's sealing properly. Appears to be okay. Oops, excuse me. Got my head in that.
Up close and personal.
Oh, come on. Gotta kind of move it around a little here just to make sure everything is sealing properly. Being such a new setup, this is our first experiment with it. I'm just gonna see how it all works. I think it's going to be okay. We'll know soon enough. Alright. Seems to be on okay. Let me see. Bear with me for a second here as I make all these little adjustments. Alright, well, we'll see how this goes. Let me see this turn around a little maybe. It's kind of sealed. If you want to just get the camera down here.
Isn't very good.
No?
No.
We got a flashlight. We'll turn the flashlight over. Alright, here we go. Want to come down here? So we have the original seal. This is a silicone rubber seal. We have this thing here, which hopefully, there's a little suspension on it. And I have the glass top that just sits in there. And what we're hoping is that once the chamber vacuum turns on, well, we can do a little test right here. Alright, let me see. Looks good. We'll see. Actually, it looks pretty good. Believe it or not. Not really as centered as I wanted. What's it doing? Oh, I see what the problem is. Your car. You want to come down there? It wasn't sealing. I don't think probably. No, it might be. Yeah. But the problem was, okay, looks good. Look at that, huh? Boy, oh boy. Alright, we're going to put 5 pounds of beans in here. Like I said, this is our first experiment. So, with a new extended roasting chamber. What I have here, 5 pounds of Colombian peaberry. Measured it out already. I just go ahead and make sure it's all going into the center. Not the into here. I gotta put it all into here. So I'm gonna try a roast. I'm gonna actually try roasting this. This will be a really good experiment. Try to keep it as much out of that center ring. I want to keep it as much out of this center ring when I dump the beans in, because that's where the initial air jet comes up through. And all the beans, of course, go right down and go underneath this tube. But if I pack that tube full, you might not initially want to waft those beans up to get it started. So I'm going to put it all around that center tube. All 5 pounds. As you can see, I'll have Carl will show you how much room we're still going to have left after all the 5 pounds of beans are in. What's up? Oh, you want me to get a... I'll show you when I get to... Is it really dark now?
Well, you're not going to be able to see inside there.
Yeah, well, I got just that to go in. Hold on. I don't want to get in yet. Yeah. Alright, there's a good. Can you see a good shot in there?
Yeah.
That's 5 pounds of beans inside here, and you can see all the rest of the breathing room. So the beans are going to hopefully just come right out of the center tube and hit the top as they have been before. And I hope there's going to be enough suction for them to do all these good things. Alright, we'll see now. Okay, I'm going to turn on. I don't even know what the PID is set at. I'm going to see what the PID is set at right now first. These are, I want these to be, what's going on here? Hold on. Just trying to make things centered correctly. Yeah, that looks good.
You did a 424, I think was the last.
These are Peaberry. These I want to have at a
Twist City.
City Plus roast.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
sure.
make my blend. City Plus. I think that's. Let me check. The manuals. You?
No.
There I go. $435. So I want the City Plus to be at $435 ultimately. So let me set the PID. You see a good car? Alright, 61. Starting temp. 5 minutes to get up to 300. 6, we'll do 7 minutes to get up to 400. And what did I say again?
35.
435. And that's it. And the time goes like that. I have the PID at 75% output H for water, 75% wattage going to the heating elements, and I guess we're all set. I'm going to take my good glasses off and put on my other glasses in case you have any issues. Alright. And right now I'm just going to turn the exhaust on. Leaking somewhere, right there. You can hear it. It's okay. Let you know. Right there, that little bugger.
A little chunk of the phone sticking out there.
Yep, that little bit, I was wondering about that before. Shoot. Feel something there too? Let's see. Let's come over here. Let's go. Let's see how place to place it.
Want me to turn this off?
The center chute seemed to have too many beans in it, the center tube, so I took sucked them all down and then put them back in around the sides of the tubes. Let's see if that had an effect. Doesn't it? Doesn't. happens when I turn the heat on. Ready? Alright, let's see what happens. So just turn the heat on. Let's see if that center chamber will pull them up better. Or whether it's just fruitless. Do is obviously it's not working right. Over here. What we did was, and this is hot, I took that long center tube extension out and keeping the original smaller one in there, even with the 5 pounds of beans, maybe that was is an issue. So we're going to turn on the exhaust now. Try something. I may have to cut that tube down. It's not a big deal. Cut down by about half. I don't know.
Should I turn this off again, or want me to leave it on?
I think keep it on. What we have is a lot of beans in a little center tube. Yeah.
It needs to be longer than that.
Yeah, we gotta have it. Alright, we have some work to do, so we're gonna turn the video off. Alright, we cut the tube down. You wanna kind of shine it in there a little? You see it at all? No? Okay, you see it now, right? The tube? The tubes are probably about 3 inches shorter. So we're gonna try and see if that'll do it. A little bit of a work in progress. The sealing is about as good as I can get it. Thought it was going to be a little bit better, but we'll see how it goes here. And it's coming out. So let me see how it goes here. Am I hitting? There, it's running now. Not coming out as much as I want.
Everything's going down eventually.
Oh, heating elements aren't on. Pretty soon they will be. Alright, the heating elements are kicking on now because the way it all is. Let's see if it locks them up. bed motion. Okay, this is Lennon Carr, Coffee Roasters Club. Kaiser, our German Shepherd, whipping a towel around the background, of course.
As you've seen previously.
Gosh, he knew we called him. I put a little bead of silicone. I don't know if you can see it. A little bead of. I put a little bit. It's enough. Put a little beveled edge of silicone around here. I didn't have that there before, and I put a little bit on top of this. Maybe it'll seal that a little better. We'll see. So everything else is the same. As you know, we from the previous video, we're experiencing some issues with the beans attaining a loft due to the leakage issues. Oops, here with this seal. You know, kind of hoping that that beveled edge that I did on that will kind of rectify that issue there. And then the top here, I'm hoping that the extra silicone on top will provide a better seal for this. Boy, what a funky setup. Here we go. It looks like it wants to do something good. We'll see. Maybe when I start, I put my hand. Okay, we'll see what happens. It's just not getting the height it needs. I don't know, maybe it's still leaking. Hold on, I think it is one time. You can hear it leak. Shouldn't be a big issue, because the center tube is not lifting up 5 pounds of beans. The center tube of this thing does not lift up. I don't think I had it sealed on there right. The center tube, again, does not lift up. Come on. The problem is I can't see all the way around. Yeah, there. That's what was leaking right there. All right, I think. Not as stable as it was before. All right, try this again. Now it's even worse. Where the heck is it leaking? You push on your flashlight over here. Thanks.
No, it's over here. It's all bubbled out.
Yeah, shine over here. Sorry. I gotta have a clean mouth for the video.
Just wordless cursing.
Yeah. Come on. It's been probably the biggest challenge, even though you think that feels like it's all sealed around there. Maybe. If it happens when I put the heat on. It looks like it's doing something. A little better. We'll see. Alright, let's see what happens. The heating elements at 90% OUTH, and just open for so yeah, there's a little. It's the beam mass temperature right now is 87 degrees, and it should be 140 according to what the PID wants. What I'm going to do is, just for the heck of it, I'm going to put it on hold at 152 until it catches up. Our objective here is to see if it'll roast 5 pounds. So I put it on hold because we're fooling around with the percentage of OUTH on the PID regarding percentage of wattage output, and the beam mass didn't really take off until I had corrected something there. Nice and sealed. So more degrees until it hits the where it should be on the running of the controller. You can see it's climbing up. Again, 5 pounds of Colombian peaberry. The heating elements look good. I'm gonna go over to the other side for a second. Just hoping I won't have to put another heating element here. Alright, now I'll be able to hit run pretty soon. There, I have it on run now. See how well it keeps up. Not keeping up. Alright, so that means it looks like I'm going to be running these heating elements at 100% right off the bat, so I don't know what that's going to mean. We'll try 95%. seem like the beam mass is slowing down? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, it's not coming out there as good. I don't know why.
Go down quite a bit. Oh.
Is it going right down?
Going right down. Only heating elements. Or if the heating elements are on.
What are?
Heating elements aren't on.
For crying out loud. No, this isn't good. Yeah, something's going on here. It doesn't want to stay sealed properly. I'm not going to take the chance of the heating elements blowing up and not have enough air going through them, so I just turned it off. I got the beams going good again. And I hope it stays this way. Strange how it's operating. It's kind of jerky. Beam mass temperature is at 208 right now. I had the vacuum at full force. Take a picture of it so this is going to go next to the heating element. Try to do it inside. Alright? Pop. Problem. Now it seems like the beam mass is decreasing again. I mean the fluid bed. I don't know.
Stopping again.
Because the heat's not going through it right now. The element's turned off and the beam mass goes down. The fluid bed goes down. Now when it turns back on, it'll rise back up fast again, I'm sure. Sure of it. Oh, I have it on hold. Well, I thought I had it back on run. Once the heat goes through again, it'll start picking up. I know it will. Like right now, it's going to. There they go. start. Starting again, aren't they?
Yeah, a little.
There's a serious lag in temperature here. Getting good beam mass flow. We are or we aren't? I don't get it. What?
It's not weird actually touching the metal.
Yeah. Why?
Is it supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're getting good beam mass. Super. Whatever I just did wasn't helpful.
Oh, you broke it.
That is true. It's going great, so I started fooling with it.
Just started your homework.
I did my 5-pound rule, so I might not even want the drying period in here. We got decent beam mass fluid bed action right now. Well, beam mass temperature now is 302. I'm kind of scared to turn the wattage up anymore on the elements. Let me take a peek at the element vector, please. I don't know. Now always rewrap them. Ah, the hell with it. I'll just rewrap. If they blow, they blow. Never gonna find out unless you try. So if they blow, they blow, like I said. It's gonna be 100% wattage going in, so they're gonna be hot. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get my face mask on now.
You want it on hold?
Again, because the heaters are off, the beam mass flow goes down. So that kind of indicates to me that somehow there's some kind of leak around here somewhere. There goes the heating elements. gas flow there. Just trying to keep up. About 20 degrees off. I got it holding at 434.9. Right now it's at 389. It's still roasting, but it's lagging. I wanted to get it 436 or 5 degrees bean mass temp. That'll mean it's a city roast. Right, city plus roast. Right now we're at about city roast.
It looks darker than that.
It does look darker than that, doesn't it?
It looks darker than, it hasn't even hit 400 yet. It looks like it's hit city.
We're going to go on visual cue here. Looks like it definitely hit city roast. Even though it says it hasn't, it has. We're going to turn I'm just going to let it cool down now if it can. Collapsing in on itself. It's cooling down even though it's not spouting. we got 5 pounds of beans in there that are roasted, the City Plus roast. Temperature is dropping not hugely fast. We gotta fix the leak that's in here somewhere. One thing I'll do is I'll probably put even another layer of insulation around this. This is hot. We're not using the cooling thing on it tonight because I didn't have time to freeze up the things. You definitely say that the capacity will definitely hold 5 pounds, even if it was the much darker roast. You got to get you got to get this so it seals better somehow. I'm even seeing some beans having a little bit of glistening on them. This might be a full City Plus.
Some of them have a tiny bit of oil on them.
I think I just figured out what one of the problems may be. This cage is perforated all the way up to the top, while before it only had about 1 inch, and this is not this much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap a band of aluminum caging sheet. I'm going to wrap an aluminum sheet around it. You know what? That may be the issue. It's not causing enough velocity on top. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what it is.
Who is that masked man? Right?
That's probably what it is, Doc. It's also causing an issue with the cooling down process because it's pulling all the air down from the bottom of the beans and it's not pulling out through the whole thing. Yeah, that's definitely a full city. You can see the glistening of the beans. I think it's actually sealing good. You know, we don't hear any whistling. That's what the problem is. The beam mass temp's down to 110 degrees now. I want it down to 80 if possible. So a great test of it's called cancel wire. They were at 100% for a while. They didn't blow. You know, we cut that bottom a little bit off that center tube. You know what? After we fix this, that might have been unnecessary. We'll probably have to re-weld that back on. So hot. Almost at 80. There you go. All right, that was a good test. That was a good test. We definitely have full city roast here, if not full city plus. I think we have full city plus. Woo! Oh God, looks like we have more than full city plus.
Full city plus on top. Spanish roast on bottom.
Oh boy. Whew, smoking. Yeah.
We burnt the beans, I think.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to get them out of there. Let's see. Let me see my car.
Leave it on?
Huh?
Want me to leave it on?
Hi, this is Len and Cara from Coffee Roasters Club. And we've been working a lot on the now up to 5-pound capacity fluid bed coffee roaster that runs on 220 volt AC. This is our dryer hookup. Now, we've experienced some issues with the transition from 2 pounds capacity, which is this, when it's right there, we're at 2 pound capacity. And if I want to do a 5 pound capacity, I have to put an extension on this interior roasting chamber. And the extension that we made is this right here. You can see the flashlight. The center tube, which is this tube right here, I extended all the way up to the top of this partition, this cylinder, and that's the back oh, sorry. That's the back end of it. Can you see it? Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. And this extends that interior chamber, the roasting chamber, up to over 5 pound, actually over 5 pound capacity, but we have it, we're saying 5 pound capacity because I want some good, this is, let's just put it this way. If we did an Italian espresso roast, which is about the darkest roast we'd ever want to make, after 5 pounds of green are roasted up to the Italian espresso roast, it'll be way up to here on the chamber. And if we're going to be doing like a city roast, it'll the 5 pounds will be down to here. This Italian espresso roast is darker and the beans expand more, so that's why that happens. And just to integrate it, we made it so that this interior, we need some light. And this interior basically slips right over the top like this, and then I just push it down in and make sure that the center tube connects with the other tube in there. Not too big of a deal. Make sure everything's going in there okay. I have to have the flashlight for a second. There we go. Make sure it all connects in there nice and secure. And it does. Gotta do one little adjustment. Alright, just want to make sure that the tube is connected well and straight up and down. Make sure everything is centered correctly. And we've got this set up. Oh, that looks good. Okay, maybe you could do a top down. That's what it looks like now. Can you see it good?
Yeah.
So, that's the very top. Now, this is the interior, of course, roasting chamber, but this is a vacuum type system. And as you see, here's the seal for the lid attached formally for 2 pounds. Now, the next step we had to do was we had to integrate this an outer cylinder and put over the top of this and have the lid stay in the top to create the suction needed so that the system will work in causing the fluid, the bees to cause their fluid bed. So, you come over here. Oh. Here is the outer chamber that we developed. The interior is aluminum. The interior of this here, where actual roasting is taking place, that's all stainless steel. I did a covering on the outside of the perforated stainless steel so that the chaff only comes out of the very top. So what happens is that the beans will come up through here, chaff will come out of here, the beans will fall back down the cylinder back down to the bottom and keep on circulating like that. But they can only do that, of course, with the vacuum. Now, what I did was this thing you see here, that is actually a chaff collector that has always been on the bottom, But when we do a 5-pound roast, I take it out, and what I do is I slip it into the top of it into this very bottom ring.
There's still a bunch of chaff in there.
It's still chaff in this, alright. Dump some chaff out. Anyhow, this little opening you see right here is where the thermocouple probe goes in to the very bottom of the roasting chamber. And what I do now is I just get this whole setup. I put it right over the top like that. Want to shoot down the bottom, right where it goes into the seal. So basically what happens is this slips into the seal. Just kind of wiggle it around a little bit. And then what I do is I get down to the very bottom. Do a little wiggle in here and a little wiggle in there. Make sure it all seats properly. And there we go. Yeah, everything's fine. So if you want to go do a top down again. Now we have the outer chamber on. And so the outer chamber, then you just put the lid on the top like that. Now, let's back up a little bit. We had to make an adjustment on here. Now, as you know, this interior cylinder is pretty tall. And there is 5 pounds of beans in there. And when you get into the darker roasts, for some reason the beans want to kind of stick to one another a little bit, especially over a full city roast. And what happens when that happens is that the beans get stuck and they don't get down into the very bottom of the cone to allow the fluid bed to continue. And the way I was able to resolve that is with this orange piece of equipment right here, which I've had for another project, which has long since passed. And this is an industrial vibrator, and what it does is it sends out low frequency vibrations, which then enable all the beans which were stuck to continuously get down to that bottom cone and continue the fluid bed action. Now I only use this with 5 pound capacity. I don't need to use this with a 2 pound capacity. So because I had to integrate this into the system, I had to do some more wiring. So I extended the box right here, and there's the vibrator switch, there's the exhaust switch, the PID switch, the heater switch as before. Another addition to our setup is that I have 4 heating elements now, and again we've had some problems with the heating elements blowing again, and just making the adjustments necessary due to the extra port, and also we had to increase the heat because of the 5 pound capacity. And I think that we have it all ready to go and work well now. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be roasting 5 pounds. This is 5 pounds here of Dominican Bani, or Bani, B-A-N-I. That's how it's spelled. We're going to do a very, very light roast. We're going to be doing. Give a flashlight to my wife. To car. We're going to be doing a New England city roast. Excuse me, a New England roast, which means that it's going to be a very light roast, and you're going to have it so that the capacity. Excuse me, so that the bean mass temperature is 401 degrees ultimately. And I use this light roast, which many people probably wouldn't like. I mix it with an Italian espresso roast, and what we do is we get a mixture of very light beans and very dark beans. I mean, it's a typical black and tan blend, which is excellent. You get the real nice smoky notes of a very dark roasted Italian espresso blend, along with a really accentuated origin taste of a very light blend. Both of them together makes an excellent coffee. So what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to set the PID for 401 degrees, and I'm hoping to achieve that in 12 minutes.
You're going to put the beans in first?
No, I'm just going to set the PID right now. I'm going to set the PID right now for 401 degrees. Let me just make sure this whole thing is stopped. There. And stop the program. It looks like we're starting at 64. It doesn't matter. I'll get up there fast. That's the interior. That's the interior. The bean temperature now is 64. We have it at 61 for the PID to start this ramp. But anyway, 61. We want to get up there to the next step in 12 minutes. And the next step is going to be 401 degrees. I think it's 401. Oh, I gotta check. What I checked, it's actually 415.
Oh.
Should be 415. 401 would have been a cinnamon roast. I don't want a cinnamon roast. So hold on 1 second. Kaiser, enough! Our dog Kaiser, the border collies and the German Shepherd whining. There, and it'll stop. Negative 121 tells the program to stop, so we got that set. Alright, we can go over here and start putting beans in. I just have a little thing here. That helps me. They just don't want any beans to get in that center chute. Putting 5 pounds of beans in here now. These are very inexpensive beans. I get them over at Theta Ridge Coffee, and I get them for just a little over $2 a pound. And I like them. They're an excellent bean for this type of use. They're an Arabica, and I mean for the cost, and especially for experimenting like this, you can't beat it. So I got a little fiber stuck in there. Well, that'll get taken care of. Alright, 5 pounds of beans. This is what they look like before they're roasted. Can you see it in there good? So the cylinder right now is probably about half full, I would say. It's a little about half full if you consider even the very bottom of the cone. So there we are. And then I'm going to just put the top on. Step back here. I'm going to turn that's on now. The interior cooler is on. I'm going to turn on the fluid bed will get going right off the bat when I turn the vibrator on. Coming. Needs a little heat to get going at first. forgot to do one thing. I want to turn this down so I'm going to try to keep these heating elements at 65%. See how that works. That's what happened before. Better. I have wrapped the, it already failed. Well, one of the wires. That new wire. Running car again from Coffee Roasters Club, and after the incident yesterday with the heating element, we went ahead and checked out what the issue was. It was caused by this heating element here, blue. It was caused by my wrapping of the wire incorrectly. I just kinked it a little too much when it goes through a certain kind of a separator tube. So I rewired that, checked everything else. I put an additional kind of a seal around the bottom of the top canister, so it gets a really good seal now. Still 5 pounds of beans in there. This is how they look right now, unroasted. So that's where the level is. It's probably about halfway up this whole cylindrical device, and when it's all done it's going to be much higher than that because they expand when they roast, of course. So we're going to start right now with the typical roast we've been doing. I have to push this down in there just a little more. This again, we have to just fix a little bit of a seal issue. I have the exhaust on. I have, I'm going to make sure this is programmed right. Try to keep it at 60%. I don't know if that's going to do the trick. Vibrator on. See the beads are coming out of the top, and they'll come out a lot faster once we get the heaters going on it. Okay, we're running. The heaters are going. Trying for a New England roast. percentage of the wattage. You might have it too low right now. I turn it up to 75. Try to keep it there. There. Ah, for Christ's sakes.
What already?
Yeah, I already lost one. This is getting to be a pain. I really don't think it's going to go all the way up on just 3, but we'll try. Let's see what happens. You never know. Feeling that one was going to burn out next because it was vibrating too much in the hole. Again, and we're still testing out this 5-pound capacity roaster. One of the heating elements blew, as you saw from the previous video, and Carl, you want to come over to the other side here, please? Show them. That was where it was, and the posting that I had for the ceramic interior posting was broken, and I'm just going to try to do it with 3 ceramic elements, and you know, with canful wire on them. So I plugged up that port. Maybe we can roast 5 pounds with the 3 elements. Well, you're not going to know until we try. So here we go. I'm going to turn on the exhaust first. Oh, gotta plug it in. There we go. Our last roast is still 136 in there. Now let's see how it goes. Not getting a good spouting action right now because the heaters haven't turned on. I have this thing sealed up as much as I can figure. The output is 75%, and that's what I wanted at. So itself now. Took freaking long enough. Again. Looks like when the heaters go on initially, it drags the vacuum down a little. I'm back in business. PID's going to want to shut off at 415, but I'm going to hold it at that when it gets up there. So far as roasting, Like I say, it looks like it's the correct color for the temperature. It does look like the right look, so there's 10 more degrees on the PID. I don't know. I'm just gonna let it go up, but I think it might. See how high up it gets there. At 405. It's at 405. I don't think it's going to get up to 415. Tell you the truth, it looks like a New England roast. I'll give a visual look. They're off. Alright, we can let it open now. I think it's definitely at the desired roast we want. Alright, we're going to try to get it to cool down now, if that's possible. I have a rattling. Where's that coming from? Well, with 3 elements, we got up to basically a New England roast, and I could have gone up higher, but didn't go up as fast as I wanted it to. So it needs 4 heating elements. I think I might be getting a little bit of air leak around the top rim here. Can't have that. I gotta check the interior a little bit too after. There should be a continuous spout coming up through there, not a intermittent spout. you guys get the idea, it works. You want it to show them color the beans? Yeah, see the color the beans good? Well, here, let me get the flashlight. It's taking a long time to cool down. We need to get this. Here's the color of the beans. You can see they roasted. They could have been a little more even because the spout action's not working the way I want. Actually, it's getting a lot of chaff that's getting clogged up in there in the top part. Another issue that we need to contend with. Yep, I'm gonna have to cut that back more.